Peter, opportunity creation. Take GlaxoSmithKline, one of the big boys. When they spotted the opportunity, they had to make it happen. What did they do, and can you translate that to a startup?
Well, GSK would look at global trends, etc. One of the first things they would subscribe to a lot of things like iconoculture or faith popcorn or the future laboratory. But essentially these things tell them the trends of the future. They're a lens into the future. They'll tell you that the kitchen is the new bathroom, or in some cases, for instance, specifically, it suddenly turned out that around the world, despite global famine and deprivation, there were actually more obese people than there were starving people. So GSK could see that what this was, the obesity then leading to diabetes and complications and the deterioration of life expectancy and life experience, that this was going to be the next frontier for healthcare, obesity. And therefore they sort of set about looking at what are the treatments to obesity and what is sort of science-backed, etc. And they came across this product that they ended up buying from Roche called Xenical, which was the most highly tested, FDA-approved, but prescription product to help people combat or help people with weight loss. And they embarked on a journey to get Xenical made over the counter and created a whole new brand called Ally, which has now been launched in 25 countries in Europe and in North America and in Asia, and is selling hundreds of millions for them. So this is at a macro level, that is one thing. When I've been sort of back in Ireland and looking at a couple of exemplars of spotting an opportunity, let me just talk about three that occur to me as really sterling examples of spotting an opportunity and exploiting it to the max. In Drogheda, that guy Terry Clune that travelled, worked abroad on holidays with some of his mates in university and discovered that claiming his tax back from the Dutch authorities, etc.
Tax back.
Was a very difficult thing to do and required a bit of technical expertise. And now, sort of fast forward to 20 years later, he has 650 people working for him in a company called taxback.com. And their biggest market is in Brazilian people claiming the tax back from holidays in North America. And here's a guy who sort of experienced a little pinch point in something and suddenly realized that this is almost universal, and has fashioned a huge business and has just won the Ernst & Young, and quite rightly, Entrepreneur of the Year, because he has created a fantastic business. Looking into the tourism space, see where oversupply of hotels, lack of resources, the currency fluctuation against sterling means that the tourism business are on their knees. But bits of innovation. Suddenly, you'll see in the next couple of weeks there is a campaign which would be, I think it's called Thoroughbred Weekends or something like that, in Kildare, where they're really feeling the tailwind of the recession, the cold, icy wind of the recession. They've got the horse trainers like John Ox, etc., and the deal is if you come down and stay midweek in the hotel in Kildare, you'll go and get the stable whispers and watch the horses training at 6 in the morning, go to the races in the Curragh, and you'll be on the inside track. And suddenly, by innovation, they've taken the thoroughbred breeders industry and the horse training industry and put them into the tourist industry and showcase them as a tourism thing. And the last one for me, another Irish example of something that's very smart, is somebody like myself who's starting trading and setting up a little website and stuff. And if I were more in the business to consumer thing, I'd be concerned about how can I get paid online, etc. And there's an Irish company called RealX Payments who've set up this facility where for something like €25 a month, they would handle all my credit card transactions should I have some. And I think that is a fantastic business model, because it would be very daunting for everybody to engage personally in this business of how to get paid and managing all those things. So I think these are things that in each case somebody's had an experience, whether it was not knowing how to get credit card payments or wishing they could get in behind John Ox's stable door or Dermot Weld or something like that, or this tax back thing, and they've managed to convert that raw idea into a tangible innovation asset and commercialize it in a world-class way.